I feel kind of bad for not making nearly as many videos on my main channel as I used to. Because it used to be, like I would say in 2014 or so, if I would look at my video page, at least on my videos, because if you go to like the normal viewer of my channel, that's like, it has sequentially, so it's like 40 videos on one page. Whereas on the like video manager page, you have like maybe 10, or actually no, it's 30, but it's all in a row. Well, I used to be able to have actually a like 2 months in that video. So like if I would scroll down, it was February, it would be February, then a little bit of January. But now it's like 4 or 5 months spans between that video feed because I'm just making so few videos. At the very most, I'm making like 2 videos a week. And the weather's getting a lot nicer now, and I'm getting a lot more time. And I've kind of decided, you know what, I'm going to try to get home by at least 7 p.m. So I think I might be able to like start doing some filming each day on projects and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, it's just really nice. Plus, I think I'm going to try to push myself to doing more videos here because I've been relying a little bit too much on doing just Illinois videos because I would go back for a week, film as much stuff as I possibly could, going crazy, kind of ruining my vacation. Although having a lot of fun because I feel like I got a lot of stuff accomplished. But then I would get back and I would have to edit it all, and part of me it's like I kind of want to just stretch that out until my next vacation, you know, because I try to go back every 3 months. But that's just not going to work that well, I don't think. I need to step up my game a little bit. I don't know though. Like for instance, I would like to get a Solar Sunday series going out here. Well, not series, but just like continue the series a little bit out here. So basically, I already have all the stuff to set up a solar battery system. I just need the charge controller. But I think that once I get that together, that will allow me to finally start working on making my own charge controller system. I'm done with a lot of the cheap eBay controllers, I think, because probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to make, instead of a disconnection controller, it will be a diversion controller, because as it is now, most of the controllers that you get are disconnection, at least that's what I call it, disconnection solar controllers, because you have the solar power coming in and the battery taking that power. Well, when the battery reaches 100%, or at least when it reaches a certain voltage, the controller will just break the connection, so it'll only charge for it to stay at the 100%. And like if it's at below 100%, it'll stay on until it reaches that, and then it'll just start going like that. Well, that's wasting power, and also it's a little bit more complicated to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a diversion controller, basically, to where really all it is just a relay turning on and off. A relay with like a little resistor, variable resistor, to fine tune the voltage. And well, you know how relays, they turn on, you have to turn the voltage up to turn it on so the relay clicks. But then you have to go back down a couple of volts for it to click back off. Because that has to do with how in the relay, when the switch is open and the electromagnet turns on, you have to have a stronger electromagnet to pull it in. But once it's already here, it's close enough to where it'll stay even if the thing weakens a bit, and so then it'll pop off. Well, I think I can actually use that to my advantage, because let's imagine the car batteries are sitting at 13 volts with the solar panels charging them. Well, with that controller, whenever they reach 15 volts or 14 volts or whatever, the relay will click on, diverting the power to like maybe even like a light bulb, or what would be really cool would be some like water electrolysis tanks. So basically, whenever the batteries reach full power, the solar power is diverted to making hydrogen. That'd be kind of cool. And maybe oxygen. So, I mean, it would be kind of cool to have oxygen in one tank and hydrogen in the other. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I think what I can do actually though is I wouldn't want the power to flutter, because if it was like a transistor to where it turned on at the exact moment and then, or at the exact voltage, and then whenever it got below that voltage it turned back off, to where it would probably flutter back and forth, because whenever you go up high enough, it turns on the thing, pulls power, so it goes back down. But then whenever you go back down, it turns off, so the power goes back up, so it'd flutter back and forth. Well, with a relay though, it would get up to a voltage, and then it would use the power until it got down to like a volt lower or whatever, and then it would turn back off. And then it would slowly go back up, and then it would turn back on, start diverting the power, and then it would once it got down to a certain voltage, it would turn off. And I would just make sure that that voltage was higher than the battery's normal voltage, because like if you're charging with a solar panel, the lead acid battery is going to go about like a volt or so, then that's going to go up a volt. But then I want to, no matter what, if it became nighttime, that whenever the lead acid battery goes back down to its normal voltage, it'll automatically turn off that relay. So then it will no longer be diverting power, if that makes sense. But yeah, I think I can do that with just a single relay. It'd be kind of cool. Now I'm kind of curious, what voltage should I go for? Because 12 volts has a lot of devices made for it, like for instance for vehicles and stuff like that, for inverters and whatnot. But 24 volts might be better for electrolysis. Not really sure. But I guess it really just depends on how you make your electrolysis tank. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. See ya!